On the other hand, Japan and Korea have different backgrounds. The Korea is the beginning of the life movement as an alternative movement of democratization movement against military dictatorship in 1970 and 1980s. In the case of Japan, there were serious pollution problems in high economic growth period based on heavy chemical industry and crisis of food safety and health problems caused by agricultural modernization. And I would like to briefly introduce about the terrible pollution situations of Japan before beginning organic movement. In 1962, it was turned out that the cause of the Itai disease, you know, Itai disease, was cadmium, and the disease recognized as a pollution disease in 1968. And next year, 1969, the commercial milk was found to pesticide BHC residue. And in the following year, 1970, the pesticide was detected in breast milk of all samples. In addition, about 80% of the baby monkeys born in the Awajishima Monkey Center were malformed monkeys, which turned out to be due to the pesticide contained in the feed in 1970s. In 1971, the Japan Organic Agriculture Association was founded in the background of this social situation. And TK was started as an alternative distribution system. The TK system is different from direct distribution. The TK system is trying to correct distort the agriculture products market system and to maximize the use value of products. But direct distribution aims to maximize the exchange value of products by reducing distribution margin or cost. This figure shows the characteristics of TK system. TK system aims agriculture ecologically sound and ultimately self-sufficient. Consumers help producers as a farming experience. The simplification of selection and packing, self-distribution, reform in diet of consumers, and deciding price through direct negotiation of producers and consumers. TK has 10 principles. These previous experiments and experience were summarized into the 10 principles of TK in November 1978. This movement has since been developed very much conscious of the TK principle. The first one is to build a friendly and creative relationship, not as mere trading partners. Second one is to produce according to pre-arranged plans on agreement between the producers and consumers. So third, to accept all the produce delivered from the producers. Four, to set price in the spirit of mutual benefit. Five, to deepen the mutual communication for the mutual respect and trust. Six, to manage self-distribution either by the producers or by the consumers. And next one is to be democratic in the group activities. And 8, to take much interest in studying issues related to organic agriculture. 9, to keep the members of each group in an appropriate number. Last one is to go on making a steady progress, even if slow toward the final goal of the combined management of organic agriculture and an ecologically sound life. Yeah, I would like to introduce Motomeru-kai. Motomeru-kai's case as an example of take-age system. The official name of Motomeru-kai is Group for Expelling Food Pollution and Seeking Safe Food. The seeking means Motomeru. And then Motomeru-kai was established in 1974. The office is on Kobe Student and Youth Center in Kobe. In 2018, membership are 229 households. In the 1980s, there were more than 10 household members. But membership is decreasing as consumers are producers aging and increasing women's social participation. Motomeru-kai has the 4 principles for cooperative buying. First one is recognize the mutual consignment relationship. And second one is acknowledge the price for safety. And third one is divide the burden equally. And fourth, expand take-a movement. So Motomeru-kai has many variety activities. The first one is a steering committee held every month. And there are 78 groups, the consumers groups in Kobe area, but attend the representatives from each group every month. And producers and consumers meeting every month. And after meeting, they have a dinner almost every time. And consumers visit take-a farms, the producers, the tangerine farm, apple farm, yeah, etc. And this one is the delivery of vegetables. Delivered vegetables on distribution station. And the consumer sharing the vegetables. This photo is when the Hanshin Awaji earthquake, the Kobe earthquake in 1995. And many take-a farmers provide rice balls for victims, especially the take-a consumers, almost every day. And then when typhoon came to Japan, the consumers support the damaged producers, the farms, in 2004, 2019, 18. And every year, they hold a Thanksgiving Day party and cooking class for children. And every 10 years, at the anniversary party they hold. And they have many the campaign. This one is the conservation of domestic soybean against the GMO campaign. And next, I would like to introduce 한살림, organic cooperative in Korea. 한살림 means, 한살림 is very, means is lots of means, but the main means to save all the living things is the 한살림. What is the reason of appearance 한살림? It is started with dream of the world of life living together, overcoming the boundary between rural and urban, and production and consumption. And the reason why 한살림 has continuing to grow is grow in Korea. The first one is producers who focus on production, cherish the value of the life and cooperation, and consumers who support them. Second one is expansion of natural anxiety on food safety within various food poison, accident, foot and mouth disease, something like that. 한살림 system on stable price and product safety stand out as a wave of the period. And the third one is improve the differentiation and reliability of 한살림 product innovation and efficiency of distribution system. The consumer activity and constant education, close relationship between producers and consumers. So 한살림 was established in 1986 based on these backgrounds. The characteristic of 한살림 is first one is new level of cooperation movement beyond the traditional farmers movement, focus on right and interest. Also the traditional consumers cooperative only for consumers' right. And second one is put emphasis on the value of relationship between producers and consumers, and not only focus on the economic value. For example, price, quality, safety of organic direct transaction. The third one is pursue the cooperative consists of producers and consumers, not just the cooperation of only producers or only consumers. This is the current status of 한살림. As of 2016, 한살림 has almost 600,000 members, and total annual sale is about $345 million US. How 한살림 is concerning about agriculture? Basically, it's estimate the value of agriculture justly and seek the way to securing the base of food self-sufficient and aim to organic or sustainable agriculture. And the standard of 한살림 products are eco-friendly, organic, seasonally, domestic food, and non-GMO, minimize additives input, non-antibiotic, and non-growth hormone feed. And the 한살림 operates on autonomous check system, check management like PGS for all the agricultural products. This photo shows the inspector visiting the producer and doing the inspection. And Hansalim decided price through the these price principle ensure production cost, ensure reproduction and reasonable price for both the producers and consumers. This figure, this is show the pricing process. This is very similar to the pricing structure of take-A system, and producer suggests the price first is a very important point. Yeah. Yes, there are two ways of using Hansalim. The first one is visiting the store, and second one is order through internet or phone. So all the orders are closed 3 days before the appointed day of delivery. Hansalim has a very variety of activities and business. The first one is supply eco-friendly and included the organic products to daycare center and the school meal, especially the elementary school and middle school. The seasonal agriculture and promotion on use of seasonal food for reducing CO2 emission by not using oil, electricity, and gases. This one is a vegetable box scheme for small-sized farmers. And consumer visit production area producers and support the organic farming. And on the other hand, the producer visit consumption area and the understanding each other for the activities. There are many local cooperative members activities, such as village meeting and hobby meeting, store meeting, branch organization, yeah, something like that. There are many activities in the education programs for local food and local life. And this is expansion activities of membership, especially consumers. This one is campaign for local food movement. And this is also campaign for rising food self-sufficiency, such as staple grains and feed grain and native seeds. This is an anti-GMO campaign. The international activities. Lastly, I would like to talk about the significance of take-A system and organic corporate movement. The first of all, both are building the related market against the conventional market. And the second one is this case reducing social and psychological distance and geographical and physical distance between producers and consumers. And take-A TK system and CSA and organic co-op like Hansalim is much closer than the conventional market. And finally, I'd like to conclude this with this sentence. The producers should be responsible for consumers' diet and health, and consumers responsible for producers' livelihood. Thank you.
Thank you, Manjo. I forgot to introduce his title after lunch. Forgive me. You can read it. Okay. So next speaker, I will not forget to introduce her title. Glendy Lee. She is the president of the Lee Zeng Company, which is the largest retailer in Taiwan, organic retailer in Taiwan. The company has 133 organic stores in all over Taiwan, which I wish to go visit. And also the company is contracted more than 500 farmers. And she's going to, where is she? Okay, she's going to speak about how she and her company is supporting their farmers. Please welcome Wendy, please.
Honorable guests in the forum, good afternoon. I would like to introduce some of the experience as a retailer, how we promote the organic industry in Taiwan for the past 20 years. Now, following, let me do the presentation in Mandarin. Okay.
So as a social enterprise, we know our most important mission is to not only operate the business well, but also to have positive influence on the society. And how can we exert a positive influence on the society? We have been putting our brains together, how we can make it possible. We know that gratitude and integrity are the two pillars to our missions. We know that for the social members to help each other, we have to be thoughtful. We have to take others' interests into consideration. We have to be altruistic. And we know that gratitude is very important because with gratitude, we are able to be grateful to the land. We're able to know that human beings are interconnected to the environment, to other creatures as well. So as what I have said, this is the core values of Lee Zhen. However, sadly, what I have just said, this may not be the universal values that other enterprises are pursuing over the past 2 decades. I have to say that Lee Zhen has had some achievements. I think we owe our achievements to the farmers and the business partners we worked with. And next, I would like to introduce to you how we build an integrated value chain, farm-to-table value chain, to ensure food safety and sustainability. We realize we have to take good care of the farmers. We have to support the farmers with a stable channel, distribution channel, so that the farmers will have the courage to transform, to switch to organic farming. So to take care of their livelihood, we take these farmers, organic farmers' interests into consideration throughout the supply chain, the value chain. We also devote resources to consumer education. And how do we help our farmers? This is what we do, what we have done. A lot of farmers are worried about oversupply. So what we do is that when there's excess supply, we actually use the excess to make processed food products. Let's take rice, for example. We actually use organic rice to make processed food, processed snacks. In fact, every year we actually produce 275 tons of products made of rice. And our consumers are interested in our products. We not only support the growth and plantation of rice, we also support local grains, various grains. We know that the prices of the grains may not be high. However, we believe that food self-sufficiency is a very important issue. That's why we also take care of the grain farmers. And we also support indigenous peoples in Taiwan. We actually purchase quinoa, roselle, grown by the indigenous people. And also to ensure sustainability of the environment. We know that we have actually contracted a lot of indigenous farmers. We purchase mangoes from them to protect purple crow butterflies so that they will not use chemicals. Or at least they'll reduce their consumption of chemicals. This is how we help the restoration of the purple crow butterflies. Also, in national parks, we also support some indigenous farmers at Tarogo National Park. We purchase the vegetables, fruits grown by these indigenous farmers at the national park. So, in fact, we have used various ways of cooperation to support indigenous peoples. We actually sell fresh produce. We also sell processed products. And we also remain committed to contracted production. And so we actually sell these products or produce in our own distribution channel. On the right, you could see this is the mango that we make with the excess supply of mangoes. And in fact, we also introduce some business partners that we work with to indigenous people. And so we work as a bridge to help the indigenous farmers. But I think here I'd like to call for your attention to a very important concept. We really devote a lot of resources to building a good value chain. Maybe you have noticed that when we support indigenous tribes' economy, economy, I think such support is significant to them, very important to them. They actually help the tribe's economy, and a lot of indigenous youths will be more willing to return to their hometowns now that job opportunities are provided. And so when we talk about farm to table support chain, this is how we go about it. Liren actually works with TOAF, Cixin Organic Agriculture Foundation. So this foundation helps farmers to switch to organic farming. And we also work very closely to Dongfeng Organic Farms. And these indigenous people, they actually, some of them do not have the equipment to process the harvest. So in fact, we engage some business partners to help process the harvests. And we also, at Liren, we also introduce food manufacturers to the indigenous people. Once proper, appropriate food manufacturers are identified, they actually work closely with the indigenous people. Some of them might even help fund the machinery. Well, you have to notice that, in fact, it was easy for me to say, but the whole process to help the indigenous people find the business partners is not easy. I think this is all based on cooperation and trust. And so we know that basically we help these indigenous people to find maize manufacturers or maize processors. A lot of food companies, they use maize or corn powder, but they are purchased, they are imports, and a lot of them are GMO food. However, we hope that the food companies in Taiwan can use locally produced, locally grown corn. And in fact, we've also seen that our business partners, they actually purchase equipment to ground the locally grown maize, and actually they invest a lot machinery. I think this has touched the indigenous farmers' hearts now that their produce is well used. So I think I would like to play a video footage for you to know better how we work together with indigenous farmers and also the food companies. This video was hastily made. If you think that it's not refined enough, please bear with me.
Yay! Yay! 这是什么意思？
What do you mean by that? Okay, strive for it. When farmers, they want to convert into organic farming and get into the path, they will encounter a lot of difficulties. Frequently, farmer doesn't know how to start this business. For this organic, for us, she escorted us to do this. We want to do this, and we want to do the hard corn. And we say, okay, let's try that. So this period, this corn, we need to dry them up. But in the end, we could not do that because the quality wasn't good. In the beginning, we were naive. We thought growing the corn is easy to process, make into various products. Once we harvest it, then we find it's difficult because we just exposed under the sun in the past. So we didn't want to do the food processor in the beginning to the harvest of corn. We thought, oh my God, how could I dry them up? Where we can find a cord to dry it up? So how we process after harvest? This is a Dongfeng farm. It's a very good farm for Liren stores. So they offer their cord for us to dry up the corn. In order to do that, they need to clean their equipment first, then to do the baking, and then after that they will clean up to go back to dry up their rice. So this is the kind of equipment. So they will try to feedback their power to support other farmers. That was the thought. Farmers in Chimay probably with their geographic condition and warehouses there, it's not sufficient. So we can help them to do the drying and the initial selection, screening, and also the freezing, warehousing. So in warehouse in Dongfeng, we borrow there the water. If we cannot put into the warehouse, Dongfeng will allow them to have us to put our corn in there, because they can have a better space, because food is a complete industrial chain. From production, we need to have facilities to support, and it's not growing. There's one after another. You need to have channels. You need to have the manufacturing vendors who would like to help to develop products, where we facilitate farmers to contract to grow the crops. When they find us, we have 6 tons in the warehouse, and they say, well, this year is still coming, so that we cannot consume them. We put into the warehouse. Overseas, application of corn is very popular, but mostly it's GMO types. But in Taiwan, I think the organic one is very good. It's very simple, and we thought it was very easy to process corn, so we try to find vendors to change the material of this corn. Though we tried to do the R&D, then it wasn't good in the shape, making the products. So only 30%, that was the maximum. So we thought even we use 30% of the material, we can have 1-2 tons per year. So I was thinking, who could help us out? So we thought about Tong Bai, this person. He helped us to do testing. So I will try to share the experience from Chimay to accompany them to do the growing, harvesting, to do drying, baking. So they were very willingness to do so. It's a hard work. And we were able to get 5 tons of the hard corn and grind them up, and we cannot use most of them. What was the waste? 4 tons of waste, because they are good things, but in the hard corn you have the grease, you have the sprout, but these things we don't need. So we grow 4 tons. If we throw most of them, I think it's a shame. So that Tong Bai was trying to improve that in order to reduce our cost. Reduce cost, increase that yield. They just imported the milling machine. So if for mill into the powder, if they can do it by themselves, so all the material put into there, we can make it a much better yield. So they bought this machine to solve the material problem. That means 100% of corn can be milled, can put into the food processing stage. Tong Bai in the process overcome a lot of difficulties, because using Taiwan local material versus the import one, or this we need to adjust the manufacturing process. So we are very moved. Tong Bai, for us, he was willing to get involved, to engage, and to change and adjust the process. So let's stop the film right now. It's too long now. We don't have much time. Next, we were just about to end now. So let's look at the next slide. Okay, this is the most important one. Together we can change the world.
presentation with beautiful videos. Next speaker will be Kelly Pai. She is the CEO of the Foxconn Agricultural Technology and also CEO of a Yongling Organic Farm. She manages organic farm with the introduction of advanced agricultural technology to develop organic value chain in Taiwan. Please welcome. Thank you.
大家午安，我用我的
Good afternoon. I would use my mother tongue to present my true touch and the experience in my 15 years in the organic road. There are problems that I have encountered. So thank you for the invitation by the organizer. I am very happy. So next 15 minutes, I hope I can give you whatever experience I learned or people who are striving for to get into this. I hope I can offer some help to these people. In this business, because of my children, let me introduce myself. My children doesn't have a healthy condition. In the market, I cannot find the proper food for my children, so I just get involved from IT, convert into agriculture production, from grow shrimps and growing and vegetables. Whatever I need, I try to search for that. Starting from shrimp to run organic farm from Foxconn. Foxconn is a sort of a farm for the rescuing of the victims after the natural disaster. Originally, we already in the channel have some customers who would like to accept our standard. Then I was willing to take over this farm because this farm, when I took it over, it was already 60 years old and losing 70 to 80 million NT dollars per year from construction to the year I took it over. Already have suffered about 700 million NT dollars. It was belonged to Terry Gore's charitable donation to establish a farm, but his idea is to offer the fishing pole, fishing rod actually, not to give you the fishes. So the idea is to drive from the consumer side. So in Taiwan, running organic farm, also in mainland China, I develop some farms relating to the environmental friendly organic farming. So look back our organic farm. This one 10 years ago. It was a big typhoon incident. It was August 8th of 2009. In 3 days, we have rain drop for the whole year in Kaohsiung district. It's in southern Taiwan. In 3 days, 1 year's rain dropped down and damaged the whole village. It disappeared. 700 people, just villagers, just disappeared. Even up to now, many of my partners working in my farm, still their parents or their children, they could not find them. Even they cannot find their dead body. Because of that, we have this farm, this Yongling farm. That was the origin of this farm. And we hope to create a production life and ecology place. That is a farm, organic farm for the victims of the typhoon. We would like them to live in there, buy the farm, and we have a Xiaolin village and Da'ai village. Those villages were reconstructed by the donations, so that it was reconstructed through the charitable donation. If you're interested, you can Google them and find out the story of the Yongling farm. You know better. I just skip this part of it because I want to talk about how I construct the channel today. We realize from integrating life and culture and home. From the post-disaster, from the wildland to the good farm, from the woods, from this tree, and also from other material from nature, we create this farm. In these ditches, we are not using cement. We use the traditional construction method. We also hope to use the local soil, grow the local food. So why people ask me, in 2 years you can convert from a farm from losing money into making the money. Every year I said it was losing 70 million NT dollars. That was because I have intelligent management, smart farming, and our farm 58 hectares. So single organic farm is 58 hectares. I have a lot of small piece of the parcels of the lands, so that because of industrialization, we have some very small parcels of lands. So I use them to grow some of the plants and crops. Also with the school, we work with them to work with the production. Also change the channel of selling. So increase the price from 40 NT dollars per kilo to 100 and 5. I also have some costs that we need to bear. So that, for instance, we need to offer some education and training. We want to do the good packaging, for instance. We need to train them. So I also do the seasonal adjustment, and also of tourism and education. I put those in here too. Also, I talk about the smart, intelligent development. So we want to simplify production and have end-to-end selling, and we want to do this certification too. So-called certification to certify from the management of smart farming to the IoT monitoring to the environmental monitoring. Even with the matching center, we will manage them. That is, we need to know what is demanded in the market. We grow. We will not just grow things and try to sell them. We need to change this concept, because as producers, we always think what we want to grow, but what the consumers want may not be the same. Also, how we can build the channels. This is something we need to consider. So we will do the certification, whether the CV for the production or the material certification, even for the training for the farmers or the employees, it's also involved. So someday we will have a lot of members will visit our farm. We have we have a seminar talking about this. This is integrating with the data. So let me just quickly go through this. Also, the matching center for the products, agriculture products, also commercial utilization of agricultural data. So from the needs of the commercial sites like Costco or Foxconn group mills or some other stores, they place order to us for what they need. Then I will send those products into this matching center, and then we come up with the growing plan to the harvest. So this is the overall flow. And farm circling. Let me talk about this. Taiwan, we have our farm loan fund. I spoke with them already. I showed this to them. I said farmers would like to take loan, and then they want to invest, but they don't have any credit. Other than land, they are not able to take any collateral to make the guarantee. So if I set up this platform where the insurance or financial sectors can go through this platform to see the land, the farming land, and then to see the quality and the quantity they grow, and the evaluation by the market, we can record this, trace this. So the financial insurance sectors, they can look at this. They can examined this, and this year we finish this. I hope next year we can help them to get some loan and to upgrade themselves.
We have been talking about agriculture recycling. On the farm, we are doing the recycling to make it sustainable. And from byproducts, the leaf produce, and also some produce that is not so good in terms of quality, we use it as compost, as fertilizer. So basically, we have this idea of recycling and sustainability. And so we actually also built a platform for production and distribution. We have built this platform named Yongling Selection. It is very easy for consumers to trace the foods they purchase from us. So on the weekly basis, we sell 3 to 4 containers to the Chinese factories of Foxconn. And next year, we will export 1 container of guava and grapes to China. And this is actually an ongoing transaction. So basically, consumption drives us forward. And how can technology assist the development of agriculture? I took over in 2014 all the way up to 2018. I've actually introduced technology to the production on our farm. We know that we not only doubled the production, we also doubled the revenues. And how do we make it successful? It was because we make good use. We harnessed high technology, and we also invested a lot. We also did a lot of branding and refining. So we built our own brands. And so we are very successful in, making the processed agricultural products, and we actually work closely with several distribution channels, including Costco and some other famous supermarkets in Taiwan. And in fact, our brand is well known to the consumers as Miss Sharp, because Sharp is also a brand owned by Terry Guo of Foxconn. And so our products are popular with housewives because housewives can make a very delicious meal easily with our products. And we also have introduced an app working very well on small appliances, and we also have many other different activities. And so consumers can pay a visit to our farms. They can experience the well-built, maintained ecological system on the farm. And we also built the largest organic sunflower seed in Taiwan. So during that, we do work closely with organic farmers because we encourage organic farming. However, sometimes we are, in short supply of organic produce. So supply could be a problem. So in fact, in our premises, we have a categorization, a grading system of our products. So if you ever been to Lijian, you'll know what kind of product is organic and what is not organic, but this is actually healthier than regular food products. And we also have a label labeled as safety or labeled as safe. We will let the consumers know what kind of standards the food products have met. And so we also have very clear labeling explanation in our bi-monthly newsletter. And maybe our illustration is not clear enough for the consumers. We will work on that later.
Before the tea break, for Kitty Pie, what kind and name of microorganism that you use in your farm, and what are their functions?
Yeah, yes,
Yes. This,
yeah,
this one. This one.
this one. 两个问题，第一个问题是我刚刚在电脑上
So the first question, I read it. I came across it on a Slido. Well, in fact, I was in organic farming because of my child, my love for my children. I think that antibody, we know that antigens, the chemicals actually are very harmful to human health, and it is also detrimental to the ecology. And so I am concerned about health, about environment, and that's why I started organic. And so I have actually raised up pigs, shrimp on my farm. This is how I got started. Second question was how we make good use of microorganisms. Do we have any standards? Well, I am glad to say that in organic farming, we have a very good partner. We worked closely with TOAF. Zhixing Organic Culture Foundation works very closely with us. I can call this foundation our mentor, a very good partner. He has provided us with a lot of training and guidance. And I was even talking to the foundation whether we can export some of the
入座了，剩3分钟。还在外面用。好啊。还在外面食用那个我们今天的茶点的与会贵宾，我们活动即将在2分钟后开始，然后请现场的嘉宾。
2分钟后。Ladies and gentlemen, the next session will start in 2 minutes. Please take your seats as soon as possible.
那我们最后的案例分享即将开始，请现场的嘉宾。
The second session in the afternoon will begin momentarily. Please take your seats as soon as possible.
感谢各位。好。那么时间过得很快哦，已经到了我们最后的案例分享时间。
It's coming to the end of the day. Now please join me in welcoming the moderator of the fourth session, Ms. Jennifer Zhang. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Jennifer Zhang with a loud applause.
That's the question. Can we get some of the participants inside for the session, please? The staff, can you get the people inside? Announce to the people outside the sessions are starting, okay? Well, good afternoon again, many people are still having their break, but this session is very, very important because number one is the role of local governments in promoting organic agriculture. Local governments are instrumental in helping farmers to really take the organic movement forward. And we have a very interesting case from the Philippines where about 200, more than 140 local governments actually work together to promote organic agriculture. And I think this is one of the first and the most
inspirational examples that we have in the world right now. And in IFOAM Asia, we have something called Asian Local Governments for Organic Agriculture. We work very closely with the Philippine group, which is called the League of Organic Agriculture, Municipalities and Cities, a group of local governments. And representing LOAMC is the Executive Director, Mr. Vic Tagupa Sr., or he's very fondly known as Vic 1.0. Because Vic 3.0, his son, is actually working in IFOAM Asia. So we want to differentiate the generation. So Vic 1.0 will give us a very good case study on what is happening in the Philippines, where local governments really take an active part. Mr. Vic Tagupa, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Jennifer. Good afternoon, everyone. Before I proceed, I would like to request the founding pioneer, the mayor, founding pioneer, one of the founding pioneers of the League of Organic Agriculture, Municipalities and Cities in the Philippines. We have Mayor Lucia Astorga. Okay, I am, as mentioned by Jennifer, I am Tagupa or Victoriano, my name. Tagupa is my family name. You can call me Vic 1.0, as mentioned by Jennifer. And then I am also an ambassador, executive director of the LOAMC. And then we have also our own family farm, or a group, or a small family farm. And then we try to call that as a safe GCC. Now, I would like to have these contents. There are about 7. First, introduction, and then I would like to introduce what we are trying to look into with this group of mayors in the Philippines, how we can move forward the Organic 3.0, and then after that one, I will have to have these rules, and then some key societal stakeholders rules, not only the local government, and then you have Asia's Organic 3.0 basic examples of local government rules, functional rules, and then specific application in the Philippines. Oops, sorry, what happened? Now, this is the lens of societal development, starting with the government. In our case, in the Philippines, the government, we have all of this one. We have the national government. And then in the Organic Agriculture Program, we have Department of Agriculture, National Organic Agriculture Program. We have a regional government, provincial, municipal, and then the village governments. That is the structure of our governments in the Philippines. Now, within the society, we have also the business groups. We try to have a lot of this one, as mentioned earlier. And after that one, we have also these cultural groups, or shall we call non-government groups, or the civil society groups, and then the church, indigenous people, legal group, non-government organizations, civil society organizations, farmers group. The League of Organic Agriculture, Municipalities and Cities belong to this one in our legal systems in the Philippines. They are the group of mayors, but legally, the group does not belong to the government. But they functions in this as a government, as a municipal government or city government. So these are the 3 key actors in the society. And then we look at that in a society. Right now, we are in the modern society, and it is very clear on us. And then we try to look at on this, that within this development framework of the LOAMC, then the society shall have to develop their conscience in order to generate competence, and then you have compassion. These are very, very strong indicators being shown by the local governments in the Philippines. And then after that, we look at now the whole organic food systems, the whole healthy lifestyle and consumption in order to regenerate the healthy body, healthy mind, healthy body, and even healthy soul. And then that's the whole relationship, and that is all about organic agriculture. The very focus here is about organic agriculture development. We call it development because it is not just about technology. This is the whole societal development framework, a long-term development framework, organic agriculture development. And then we have all of these characteristics of this. And then if you look at on that, we have now these principles of organic agriculture. And then if you look at all of this depends, we are all dependent on nature and ecology. We could not move forward if we have to destroy nature and ecology. And that is a very basic foundational principles in organic agriculture. Now, if you look at that one, we have also this best examples. Looking on this, we have also best examples right here in all over the world, or specifically in Asia. In Asia, we have a 2018 Sikkim state in Asia that won the Future Policy Award in agroecology. That was last year in the FEO. And then we have also in the Philippines Future Policy Award as well with the Sikkim State. The Sikkim State won the Gold Future Policy Award in agroecology. And then likewise, Kauswagan also, you have peace and development initiatives in Bogota, Colombia, won also. And then in this League City or Domingag, 2012, One World Award, Domingag in the Philippines. Sikkim State also won the 2019 or 2017 Organic One World Award, or One World Award as well. Now, we need a modern society to have a new thinking in order to have a new mindset. Without this one, it would be difficult to move forward, especially our youth. The youth need to have a new thinking in order to have a new societal mindset. In this case, in order to create social transformation, a real, a true social transformation. Now we discuss all what we discuss is part of the social transformation, but then it is very much dependent on this new thinking, new mindset, and then connectivity to all of this one. And then if you look at also this one, we are talking all about life. This is all about life. The life of ecology, the life of society, the life of human being, the life of the whole or the key stakeholders that are playing in the whole society. We are talking about life. We are not talking about technology. We are talking the life today and the life of the future, the life of our new generations, or the life of the organic youth in Asia, the life of organic youth beyond Asia. And that is very clear. And we can always sustain the life, that there is life in the society, there is life in nature, with the foundational principles of organic agriculture, as mentioned this morning. Without that, we could not move, or we could not have a very clear societal development framework in engaging of these three key actors in the society. Now, if you look at on this one, these are linked also to the development stages of organic agriculture, organic 1.0, 2.0, and then 3.0. The very common of these is really the foundational principles, that the foundational principles from the organic 1.0 up to 3.0. And there was a move earlier, maybe start now with the organic 4.0. And the organic 3.0, you have all of that elements. And these are the connectivity of what we are talking about, the different considerations in the whole society. So you have the elements of the organic 3.0. And then maybe the organic 4.0 is moving inside out, and we call it probably asset-based sustainable organic agriculture development. This is another level to look into, and maybe organic 4.0. Yeah, and then still very much dependent on nature and ecology. Now, we look at now on the global that all of this, what we are trying to discuss, is in connection to the Sustainable Development Goals 2030, and you have a very good connection here. Especially in our group, the group of the mayors in the Philippines is looking poverty, hunger, the 1, 2, 3 goals. And it is very clear in the mission, the vision mission of the group of mayors in the Philippines. And then if you look at now this one, this is now our Sustainable Organic Food Systems, Healthy Lifestyle Consumption Framework. We try to use this with the group of mayors all over the Philippines. And then I will have to put that into a very concrete example by trying to operationalize this one. Meaning to say, if we try to look at now what are the rules of the local governments, the very basic is the operationalization to the United Nations commitments on Sustainable Development Goals. Not business as usual. The Food and Agriculture Organization reported if we have to follow the business as usual, agrochemicals, GMOs, then the future will be different. The future would be in danger. And that is very clear. That is why the first role of the local government really to look into how to operate the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. When we try to operate on that, then we have also the connectivity in the work with the local government. Now, if you look at now here, the very basic rule of the local governments is to have a functional coordination convergence for the common understanding of all of this one. Creation of the human food chain by the interplay of societal key actors grounded on the foundational principles here to co-create life of nature and ecology. That is very basic. Local governments should have to share that kind of understanding to the current and the incoming generations. In-depth understanding of the foundational principles to co-create life of nature that generates the key actors' conscience to build competence, compassion, in order to maintain societal well-being and sustainable healthy lifestyle and consumption. Now, basically, that is the foundational principles to generate the 6 key elements of Organic 3.0 here. So it requires, 3.0 requires the functional interplay of all or of the 3 major actors in the society. Now, if you look at this one, to be specific now, the role of the government should have a sustainable organic policy development framework in organic agriculture or sustainable organic food systems, healthy lifestyle and consumption for long-term and process-based societal-wide program partnership. It is not just about composting, it is not just about technology training, but this has to be looked into that you have really a development framework. If we would like to change society, then we have to have a very clear societal development framework. And then second, statewide, it's based on the example, statewide and or municipal-wide investment master plans with transition incentives to phase out agrochemicals, support to organic seeds, inputs, local organic standards, and certification without genetically modified organisms or genetically engineered organisms. Now, if you look at this, the next now, government also can have a common post-harvest processing, packaging, and labeling facilities in order to support farmers, establish local organic markets, and provision of transport and market linkage. It's very clear in the presentation earlier. And then integration in the school curriculum. Maybe start from the base and then up to the college education. There is a gap in terms of education in organic agriculture. We produce graduates, college graduates, without know-how on organic agriculture. It is very important. Local governments can play a role in the local levels in order to integrate that in the curriculum. And then provide financial funds, subsidy of low interest rate to support family farms in transition to organic production. and then support to Organic Family Farms Association organization with business activities or entrepreneurial activities. And then you have legal policy to support the PGS and or local alternative organic standards. Now the group of mayors is in the discussion that the municipality will have to look at on the alternative organic standards or alternative standards. Look at the whole municipality. If the elements of Organic 3.0 are present in the whole municipality, then the whole municipality can be declared as an organic certified municipality. That is in the pipeline, in the discussion of these local governments in the Philippines. Now, business. So a lot of discussion being presented earlier, but this is a very important, especially in the developing countries, financial literacy of farmers. Farmers to understand, in order for the farmers to understand the very simple cost accounting in doing organic agriculture. And then second, of course, the processing, packaging, labeling, and then the connectivity to local and or export organic markets, and especially the organic business investment. That is for the business group. That is just and then the cultural group, the civil society, they can also support the understanding, the in-depth understanding of all of the development issues in organic agriculture. They can also start to support local standards. This is being done. This is a very important local research and innovations. And then the policy research can be done also by the academe, which is in the cultural group, and then global, regional, national, local alliance building and networking. This is what we are doing. Okay? And then another, you have training of local organic business or organic agripreneurs, and then connectivity to the whole societal development concerns, and then communication, education with local consumers. That's a very important element to consider for the cultural group. Now, I have to go back to this basic example because in the Philippines, of the local governments in the Philippines, these are the very basic reference, as mentioned earlier. But then I will have to move forward here. This is just the picture. Sikkim minister that received the 2018 Future Policy Award in the FEO headquarters, and then the mayor in Kauswagan, in the Philippines, honorable mention, in the Future Policy Award, and Jennifer is there. That was in the FEO headquarters. And then we have also the Bislig City. The whole city would like to become a model organic city in the Philippines by 2020. And they are now almost finished, 2020 next year. And Bislig City hosted this one, the 3rd Organic Asia Congress, that was last September, 18 to 21. Now, I would like to bring you now to the specific application in the rules of the local governments in the Philippines. This is League of Organic Agriculture, Municipalities and Cities. This is the only national organizations of local chief executives or mayors in the Philippines, municipal mayors, city mayors. And then the mission, the vision is to end poverty, hunger, and sickness, which is really very much related to the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations. That is very clear of the local government units. Meaning to say the local government, the mayors, this group of mayors are trying to implement the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 1 to 3, the minimum. And then the very important strategy of these mayors really to mobilize 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it involves 7 municipalities. We start trying to have these 7 municipalities, and then we try to have this framework in engaging the municipalities, and then we have also this target. By 2022, we would like to replicate experience of this to cover the whole members in order to have a conversion of at least 1.2 million hectares in organic land conversion in 100 municipalities and cities by 2022. That is the target of this group of mayors, and then that's by 2022, and this involved this from the 7 municipalities move to 20 to 40 and then 60 in order to cover the whole membership today. More than 130 member municipality cities today. And then we have these partners, the scientist group in the Philippines also. We have this partner in order for the mayors to be supported by these groups. So there's a group, and then we call it Farm Sinasa, and then the idea is just to mobilize the scientist group in the Philippines. And then we have now the challenges here. This is in relation to our organic agriculture law mentioned earlier, no? And then this is about the budget insertion, about budget insertion for the annual budget general allocations for this group of the mayors. And then lastly, I would like to end that one. This is we have a modern society today, and this modern societal transformation to sustainable organic food systems, healthy lifestyle and consumption needs pioneering mindset of societal stakeholders with conscience, competence, and compassion. Without conscience, without competence, without conscience, you might have a competence, but your competence is just a knowledge level. It is not going deeper in terms of wisdom level. So that is the whole. So this is my concluding remark. It is the true compassion that we need in our modern society in order to create and recreate the true meaning of becoming a human being. It's a silent cultural force that would change the mindset for a true development beyond ecology and the modern societal norms. I am Vic 1.0. I would like to address this to the organic youth, the new generations. Look at the development process within, inside out, conversion. If it happens to our youth that you believe and have faith in organic agriculture, then you will have strengths and motivation. You need strengths and motivations, but the strengths and motivations shall from within you. That's based on the real experience, and that's my strength. When I started organic agriculture in 1987 in the university, I was working in the university for about 30 years. I retired. After 30 years, go back to the farm. And we have our own 1.5 biodynamic rice-based farm in the Philippines. And we use that. Then that is why we have to think globally and act locally in Asia and the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. He's also ambassador of Asian Local Governments Organic Agriculture. At this point, I would like to introduce some people who are here from the local governments in the Philippines. Can we stand, please? We also have trainees from the local governments. Can our trainees from the local government stand? Yes. So some of them are actually... And we also have the vice mayor. Her son was also one of our trainees, right? But some of these are actually the former students of Mr. Vic. So one of our students, when she was doing a presentation, she said that I feel that I'm still doing it's a PhD under my professor, so I'm getting very nervous. But anyway, we have, and these people who are trained by Mr. Vic, they're also working for organic agriculture in different provinces in the Philippines. And now we come to a very special session, the last speaker of the day. Today is Youth Day in Taiwan, and we have a youth representative in the World Board of IFOAM Organics International. She is the youngest person elected, but she has a very long history of organic movement. Her parents are, she raised the royal family of IFOAM. Her father is one of the founders, I think. And I think some of the older generation of organic movement leaders would know him. His people, we call him People from Argentina. And Julia is proudly carrying the tradition of continuing the organic movement. So please welcome Julia.
Hello. Okay, I hope you're still awake. I'm a bit nervous, so I usually speak fast. Sorry for that, but I'm sorry for the translators. So they asked me to try to communicate what we can do, what is our role as youth in the future of the organic agriculture sector. And before doing that, I would like to, as we are also closing, thanks the new Taipei city government, all the voluntaries, all the IFOAM staff. They pampered us the whole week. It has been an honor and a pleasure, and you have a wonderful town. For sure, we will come back soon. So thank you very much. So let's start. So the youth as an agent of change. I always seen, since I'm growing up, I'm still young, I'm still growing up, the youth has been always leading change. We have the hippies or youngs fighting to end the war in Vietnam. Then we have the famous May of France, students trying to change the system because it was not working, the system was not fair. And now what we have the students striking for a better climate. And they are the loudest voice we are having nowadays. And thanks to them, climate change is every day on the news. And we are really talking about. So they are changing the world. They say, oh, they should be in school. But actually, they are learning more on the streets, exchanging knowledge, learning from each other, and teaching us, teaching the adults, reminding us what the priorities are. So as some of my predecessors here presenting today have already mentioned the sustainable goals from the UN. We have a beautiful flower, and I like to see it in this way because they are interconnected. One alone, standing by its own, it doesn't make a change. We need to work with all of them. And we need to reduce our emissions, and we know how. We have to start to do it. We need to use renewable energies. We have the tools. We need to start to do it. We have to build sustainable infrastructures, and not only buildings and so on, also on how we build our thinking. Then we need to adopt sustainable agriculture. It's a must, and we know it, and we have the methods. There's methods all around the world, and organic farming is not one unique method. There's many ways of doing organic farming. And with this, we need to protect our forests, oceans. Have you seen every week there's one more whale appearing full of plastic on his stomach? And that is pollution of the last 50 years. We have been in this planet for so long, and in only 15 minutes it would be. We have polluted all our planet. We need to look after our whole biodiversity. And we can't do this if we don't transform our system, if we don't transform our economy, if we don't transform how we see our reality. And in organic agriculture, in the organic movement, we have our own flower. It combines, it goes hand by hand, and is completely interrelated one to each other. We are looking for truly sustainable farming systems and markets. We want the principles of agriculture. I don't know if you all know the principles of organic agriculture, the principle of care, the principle of health, the principle of fairness, and the principle of ecology. We need to be innovative. We need to improve our practices and go towards better practices. We need to be transparent and have integrity. We need to collaborate and exchange between each other. We need to think as a system, a holistic system, seeing all the different aspects and how they communicate between each other. And we need true value. but true value not only in a monetary sense, in a much broader sense. So let's start to get deep into it. So, what's the role of the youth in this Organic 3.0? As Vic was explaining it a bit how we reached to Organic 3.0. So, we are all change agents. It doesn't matter who you are. If you are a farmer or an entrepreneur, if you are a researcher, if you are a student, as we can see every Friday with the strikes, if you are an artist, you are a communicator, you are changing the reality of people. If you are a cook in the school, in a restaurant, at home, it doesn't matter if you are a lawyer, an economist, if you are a doctor, we all have an impact and we all have a role. And that is part of the holistic thinking, that is not individuals standing by itself, it's the whole. So, I would like to propose, as we said, that we have a role. Let's all together construct a new society, a new reality for all of us, and we need to be bold. We need to think outside the box. Don't be afraid of being innovative. Think of new things. So, as I'm nervous, I have a little notes also. So, Organic 3.0 has six main principles. As I briefly mentioned before, we have first best practices. But best practices sometimes is quite a standardized term, and I would like to, at least my understanding of best practices. And for that, first we need to understand that organic agriculture is started by understanding nature. Understanding our environment, what is surrounding us, everything around us. And best practices doesn't need to be a new practice. We have best practices in our traditional methods, our indigenous communities. Those are the best protectors of our environment. They are delivering first quality products. We need to share all those best practices. And we don't want one recipe applied all around the world like the big industry always wanted us to do. Because that doesn't work. It has not been working. We want a full cooking book with many recipes, so anybody can apply the one that adapts better to their own conditions. Then we go to integrity. So, when we talk about integrity, I think we come back to the 4 principles: care, health, fairness, ecology. So we need to apply it in every part of our life, and we need to commit to them. It's not only integrity in the value chain. Yes, we need shorter value chain. We need to better acknowledge all the actors involved. We need to have better traceability. Yes, we need that. But we also need our own commitment, that we will be part and we will be conscious of all our actions. And that brings us to innovation, how we reach to that. And innovation, as I said, is not only technologies, it's also understanding the world in a new way. Understanding that maybe how we have been perceiving certain things in the last years is not helping us. So let's stop and rethink and innovate our way of seeing things. Let's try to open our eyes and see other details, things that we missed. And then, of course, yes, we need new packaging. We need new processing methods. New doesn't really mean completely new. It can be going back to what we used to do. Now it's coming back that we use banana leaves to packaging. Come on, that we have been doing for 1,000 years. Let's go back. It works. It's compostable. It's closed circle. So let's not be afraid of giving one step back, reevaluate, rethink, and let's move forward. And then we need inclusive collaboration. So we need to work together. As Dr. Sisi said in the opening, the future relies in the youth. But also we need as youth to learn from the experiences. So we need knowledge exchange. We need to talk between generations. We need to work together between cultures, between whatever kind of distinction you can make, let's go beyond them, because we are all sharing the same planet. We are all sharing the same place, the same air. So and then that brings me to, okay, let's sharing our experiences. Let's go back to sharing our best practices. Let's stay connected. Let's expand our reach. Let's not be afraid. Today we have good things like social media. It makes life easier. Now we don't need to wait months and months for the letter to come. We can in an instant get information from others. So then we come to holistic systems. And as I mentioned before, we need to see the thing as a whole. We are a living organism. Me, you, and all of us together, and all the life in this planet. The plants, the birds, the air, the water, the fishes, all. So we need to start to understand the needs of all. And as Christoph said, a farmer is not alone standing by itself in a farm. He's cooperating with the cow, he's cooperating with the plant, with the butterfly, with the bee. It's a cooperation. So we need to understand what our partner needs, and then we will be able to give and receive. So inclusive collaboration, holistic systems, seeing the whole and understanding not in pieces, not analyzing each piece individually without seeing the rest. And then we come to true cost. True cost is, yes, we need fair prices. We need all actors to cover their costs and have the profits and have a decent livelihood. But we also need to work on acknowledgement beyond those values. We need to stop wasting. We need to value the efforts behind it. So then look after the things. We don't need a phone every month. We need to know what that represents, how much effort is behind each plastic spoon. And that is also for the organic sector to work on that consumer awareness. Because at the end, something that we all have in common, we are all consuming. We are all consumers. Each day we make an option and an impact. So that was a bit of Organic 3.0 from Julia's point of view. So what can we do? I already said a bit of things that we can do. Oh, already 5 minutes. Okay, I hurry up then. So we can stay connected. We can share our knowledge and experience. We can cooperate. We are stronger together. We can change our reality around ourselves. Each small change creates a bigger change. We can inspire others, show that it's possible. We need to look around, learn, be curious, and be conscious. So, well, this one was not supposed to see, but okay. I was actually amazed that the General Secretary of the United Nations, after the big march demonstration on the 15th of March, from all the kids around the world, over 1,000 cities, over 2 million kids around the world went and request governments, every actor in this, every person in this planet to act. And here we see that, yes, the United Nations, at least they heard. But well, let's move to a bit, it's an older presentation, that's why. Okay, we adapt. That's no problem. So I got inspired from someone even younger than me. She's only 14 years old, but she's changing the world, and she's not changing it alone. She's changing it with millions of kids around the world. And actually, well, my updated presentation had some phrases also from our pioneers, because going back to what I said, knowledge exchange. And there was one very nice from, I think it was Rudolf Steiner? No. That said that life is about creation, but also about discomposing. So it allows a new creation. And that brings me to my last part. So I think I'm still on time. And I will read it because I think it will be easier even for the translators. So, We are on the brink of change. Change of the current paradigm. Business as usual is not an option. It failed. It didn't achieve its promise. So, it's time for a new paradigm, and we can create something that is close to what we have, a bit more green, a bit new, or we can be bold, think outside the box, and create a new reality based on the 4 principles of organic agriculture, which can be applied in every step of our life, in every choice we make. And as Matthew said, based on trust. We need to trust each other. From trust we can grow. From doubt we stop. It doesn't allow us to move forward. So, keeping this in mind and in our hands, and always reminding us that we are interconnected with nature and with every life in this planet, in this beautiful blue and green spaceship we have, let's do it. Let's change the world. Let's inspire others. Let's create a new society. Let's create a new reality. We can do it. We have the tools. We have the will. And stronger together, we can do it. So, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Julia. I would like to invite both speakers up again on stage for the questions. The center of it. The first question would be to Mr. Tagupa. The question is, what are the entry qualifications, obligations of the member of LUAMC, and how to unite the municipalities and cities in such a big country?
The first requirement for the mayors who would like to become a member of the group of mayors is the initial development plan or roadmap in organic agriculture in his or in her municipality, and that's the requirement, the minimum requirement. You have the organic agriculture action plans in the municipality. That's number 1 minimum requirement. The second requirement, the mayor really has to practice organic agriculture, even in a very small ways, like doing container gardening. So what is the idea here? In order for the mayor really to experience the real work in organic agriculture, even in a very small ways. I think that's the minimum.
Thank you very much. To Julia, what are your ideas on how to attract young people to take part in organic agriculture?
Well, we have always said we need to make agriculture a bit more sexy. So that comes first on working to bring proudness back to the farm, bring back true cost so they can make a living. And now I think with technology it's even easier, because before maybe you were in the farm and you were alone and it was difficult to connect with other young people. Nowadays I think it's much easier. So yes, we need to work. We are trying to work in IFOAM Organic International on a platform to unite the youth, so that I think it will really help, because then they will have a platform to meet other young people in the same scenario. We have great experiences. Well, I know better in Latin America, from where I come from, where they create their own communities. And young people also want to have fun and enjoy, because it's part of the youth. I think we all have that part in life. So we farm, but also at the night we can gather and enjoy, and show that is feasible. and that you can have a good living, and that you can be proud of being a farmer. And that comes also from bringing value, not only monetary value, but also recognizing the effort that without them, as Matthew said, we have no food on our table. And it's not so important to have an iPhone. It's important to have food. With the iPhone, we can survive. But without food, without water, and without air, we wouldn't exist. So I think, yeah.
I just want to add on to what Julia was saying. The first training where the Organic Youth Forum was born was actually sponsored by a local government in South Korea. We were doing 8 days of training. And I don't know what they did at night. Of course, they had fun. And after the training, Lifan came up to me and said, we want to do something. This group wants to do something. What should we do? I said, from the youth forum.
Okay, expensive because it is like an advance payment for your health or our health. Anyway, this is what happened with the League of Organic Agriculture Municipalities in the Philippines. The mayors, the member municipalities are putting local organic markets in order that the organic products would not be too expensive. So this is basically the reason why local governments really can move forward organic agriculture in their localities. I have been working with NGOs for over 20 years. I have been working with the church for over 20 years as well. Academe for 30 years. Working also with the local government, starting to engage local government 1998. And then I learned that the local governments can do a very big contribution in terms of mainstreaming, institutionalization of organic agriculture in their own localities, because they have the financial capacity to mobilize not only the whole governance structure in the municipality, but as well as the different stakeholders that are operating in the municipality, the business groups. We have one example, the mayors in City of Bislig, for example, the rice farmers, the organic rice farmers, the market price is just about 20 pesos. Our peso is our currency. But the Bislig city is providing incentives to buy the product coming from the organic farmers 3 pesos more than the prevailing market price. And then the city also trying to provide loans to the group of farmers, organic farmers, without any interest. And that is a very, very important element in the mobilization of the local funds coming from the local government. So this is, I realized that the game changer, one of the key game changer in organic agriculture really are the local governments. The civil society can work together with the local governments in the whole area. But the local governments, in our case, in the Philippines, the local governments, the mayors really are putting organic agriculture as a platform in the whole municipality or in the whole city. So I am expecting a lot of changes in terms of policies at the local levels with this local government or the mayors.
One small thing, because on following what Biksha said, and also how governments can help. Currently, conventional agriculture is fully subsidized. And in order to reach the SDGs, we can't continue subsidizing those kind of practices. So we need to start subsidizing good practices, organic practices. And then the game will change radically. So maybe let's work towards that, and local governments are a great example on that.
Thank you very much. I think that was a very nice conclusion to this session. Thank you. Yes, thank you very much. we have been given a bit of more time, slightly more time, and I want to do something. I would like our trainees from the floor to volunteer on what were the impressions of the training. So, can I ask Paulina to start? What are the impressions of the training? Can I have a mic? Extra mic. And give your inputs on what the training, what you have learned, what you have achieved to the rest of the people who were not part of the training. Because we have 51 people who are part of the training, but I think we have about 250 who were not part of the training. So if you want to come up to the stage, but you want to stay there, okay.
It's a bit sudden, but thank you so much, Jennifer, for this honor. Thank you so much, the IFOAM Forum. Thank you so much to the New Taipei City for this opportunity. I'll probably be speaking from my personal perspective, but maybe I'll be also including the feelings and some emotions of other participants as well. It is the first time I got engaged in any kind of activity like directly related to organic agriculture. So honestly, every single day, every single minute of this training, I felt like I was learning so much. I was sitting with my notebook and I was just counting the pages. I feel like I've got 50 pages written, like on every single principle, on 2 bottlenecks, trying to find different ways how different stakeholders may be trying to solve these problems. And when I was getting to my room every night, I was sitting down and trying to write down the reflections of every day and just understanding how can I relate it to my current research, to my life, to my values, to my future, to my family. And I feel like the results and the impacts of this forum go far beyond just the knowledge presented to us on the slides. So I think it was a very life-changing moment for me as well, and especially having a chance to meet these wonderful people who I look up to very much, from Taiwan, from all other countries. I hope that we will all keep in touch, that we will all carry on whatever we are doing now, share our best practices. I really enjoyed Julie's talk just now, and she's just such an inspirational person. Yeah, I know I'm just saying a whole bunch of mess, but I'm just so excited and nervous, and I'm very grateful. So thank you so much.
Okay, thank you for your comments. Maybe it was not fair for me to call on Paulina, but I found her very interesting. She's from Australia. She studied in Taiwan, and she spoke Chinese. And I thought, wow, that's incredible. And she's studying in Taiwan at the moment, right? Yes, okay. Can we have another volunteer to give your thoughts? Okay. Can I ask Aditya? The most popular person among the Taiwanese girls, I think.
Yeah. I don't know what more I could add to what Paulina has said, but I think my experience has definitely been interacting with everyone here and all of you from the IFOAM team. It's been an experience learning and taking back pieces of what everyone has said and about what they're doing back at home and in their places, and how they're doing their research and their work on their farms. And for me, what I can take back is I think just to keep connected with everyone here and share my experience with people back at home is something that I can take back. And I really enjoyed being a part of this and being a part of everyone here and enjoying this experience.
Thank you very much. From the first start of the Youth Forum in 2016 until now, local governments have been the core of the success of the Youth Forum, and the Youth Forum will continue to go to Nagaland. And we have 2 trainee representatives. One of the ministers from Nagaland was supposed to come and get the handover of the flag, but he could not make it. So we have 2 trainees who will be getting the flag. And can we have Vito to say the final message? Vito? Yes, Vito is over there. Can we give him the mic to say the final message? And I will conclude the session with his message. Yeah. I know. So, so as the host of the next Youth Forum, please say a few words.
Okay, I'll just make it very informal. First of all, I really enjoyed the beer that you are giving, and the food is very good, awesome. I wish I could party more, so I don't go back. One thing for sure, I really, two things I will say. Two things that I really like coming here was that, first of all, I get to meet new people. And the people of Taiwan are very simple and very humble and very helpful. So I would like to thank each and every one of you here, the Taiwan people. And in particular, I would like to thank the mayor of Taipei for hosting this. It has been an amazing and wonderful conference throughout. We really enjoyed these 3 days, and I don't know, for the next 2 days we will be having more fun and more partying. Yeah. So the next IFOAM Youth Forum will happen in our place, Nagaland. People might think where Nagaland is. Nagaland is in India, but we don't look like the mainland India because our state is situated on the northeast of India. We are close to Taiwan, Thailand, we are close to Burma, China. Yeah, so we are looking forward to having you in our place so that our people get to know more about organic and how important it is in days to come. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And now I would like to hand over the mic to my colleague, Mr. Lee Feng, the Secretary General of the IFOAM Asia Organic Youth Forum, to do the final closing ceremony. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jennifer. My dear guests, the time goes very fast, and I really hope that you enjoyed our events. I still can recall the days I spent with all the initiating members. We were sitting around a very small coffee shop and table. We are discussing about organic. And we never really imagined, like, just after 3 years, it will be in such big conference hall. So I really would like to give our grateful thank you to the New Taipei City.
Speak louder. Okay.
And in the past 3 days, intensive training was conducted to 51 trainees to make them to be initiated to the IFOAM Asia Organic Youth Forum to make our forum stronger. And during the training, they came up a declaration which based on what they learned from IFOAM Asia, from each other, and also from New Taipei City. And here we are going to ask two of them to present the declaration to you. They will be Ms. Jane Hong Lee from South Korea and Mr. Chen Weiyu from Taiwan. Okay, the stage is yours.
We, participants of the 4th IFOAM Asia Organic Youth Forum, are thankful to IFOAM Asia and the New Taipei City government for hosting the forum.
We enjoyed sharing our experience and learning best practice from elements organic pioneers.
We, as future leaders, embrace our role and commit to lead the next phase of the organic movement. We solemnly declare the following.
We uphold the 4 principles of organic agriculture: health, ecology, fairness, and care, and apply these principles in all aspects of our life. We should work hand in hand with all stakeholders from public to private sector to see the principle adapted.
We follow the mission and vision of IFOAM Asia Organic Youth Forum and empower the organic movement in our countries.
We strive to cooperate with governments to ensure that young organic leaders participate in decision-making process.
We encourage government to support young organic farmers with capacity building opportunities, financial support, and market access.
We urge governments to recognize the importance of agriculture in climate change mitigation and adaptation.
We plan to work with all stakeholders to ensure the adoption of organic lunch programs across schools.
We strive to improve the quality of life for our farmers, women, indigenous peoples, and marginalized groups in our societies.
We, as the young stewards of nature, take the responsibility to preserve planet for future generations.
We aim to work for the creation of a World Organic Youth Forums for knowledge exchange and synergies to promote organic agriculture in Asia.
Adopted by the participants of the 4th IFOAM Asia Organic Youth Forum in New Taipei City, Taiwan on March 28, 2019.
Okay, thank you, Ji-Hong, and thank you, Wei Yu. We really would like to give our special thanks again to the New Taipei City, and for all the dedication to organic movements and for all your dedication to Organic Youth Forum. So ladies and gentlemen, all applause to the Mayor of New Taipei City, Mr. Hou Youyi.
谢谢。
Thank you. The forum, I would like to first extend my thanks to the President of IFOAM Asia and also all the distinguished guests, friends from abroad and different sectors, the academia. Good afternoon, everyone. It is a pleasure that New Taipei City government was granted the opportunity to host the IFOAM Asia Organic Youth Forum in 2019. I believe that we have had very fruitful discussions. So with the leadership by the youths, the world will be able to continue to strive for the development of organic farming. We know New Taipei City has the largest population among all the cities and counties in Taiwan. We have more than 4 million population, and in fact, on top of that, we have 2 million residents in Taipei, in New Taipei City. And we hope that we can provide healthy diets in New Taipei City. And also we hope we can help our students learn better how food is cultivated, how we hope that school children can know better about organic farming, how they can purchase organic food produce so that they can have a healthy lifestyle. We want the school children to know the importance, the relationship between health, ecology, and agriculture. And in fact, we launched the organic lunch, school lunch 8 years ago. Back then, I was the vice deputy mayor. I actually worked together with other agencies in New Taipei City government. we actually provided 360,000 school children. These are organic, at least one organic meal per week. And now we are working with hundreds of schools. And on June, starting in June, we will actually provide lunch with very complete production history. So in fact, the organic school lunch has initiated a wave of revolution in diets. And so a lot of farmers have been contracted to undertake organic farming. So New Taipei City has undertaken this role in developing organic farming in Taiwan. 2 days ago, I traveled to Yilan, and I actually told the magistrate of Yilan County, I asked her to work closely. I requested that Yilan County work closely with a New Taipei City government. In fact, we have a demand of 390,000 tons of demand. In demand, we need that much organic vegetables. So in the future, starting here in Taiwan, we might work closer with international community. We hope that we can promote the general public's understanding of the organic farming. So I've told you the effort we have made to develop organic farming. I believe that the issues discussed today at the forum, many of them are highly relevant to what we have been doing in New Taipei City government. For example, how we can assist the youth in New Taipei City to develop organic farming. And also, as a local government, we've dedicated a lot of effort to the development of organic farming. And also, we hope that we can make PGS more successful in New Taipei City. We hope to involve even more people in organic farming, the production and consumption. And so when I am in my office, I will continue to make effort to make organic farming. I will continue to make it prosper. And I will also invite friends from Taiwan to join me in this effort. I have seen a lot of friends from the academia, from the business. I'm very happy to see these friends here. But to my greatest delight is that I've seen a lot of youths devoting themselves to the development of organic farming, so that starting from Asia, organic farming will gather an even larger momentum. We know that the 5th Youth Forum will take place in India. I hope that this torch will be passed from one forum to another, and Asia will truly become the powerhouse of organic farming. So, once again, I would like to say that it is a great delight to see all these youths taking part in this event. So once again, as the host of this event, I extend my warmest welcome to all of you and also greatest gratitude to all of you. I know that a lot of youths, for example, Jia Hao Ye, they are actually New Taipei City citizens. So I encourage you to visit their farms. And if you have more time, please stay. Do not leave that hastily. And please see what we have achieved in organic farming. Once again, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all the scholars for your participation and all of you in the business community to work so closely with us. Once again, I thank all the friends from the 10 countries for your participation in this youth forum. Thank you for making this forum a big success. Once again, thank you very much.
Governments. And right here, we are having an immediate answer from New Taipei City. So New Taipei City is signing an MOU with IFOAM Asia to ensure that more support will go to the youth farmers regarding to the trainings, international exchanges, and even a center of excellence for the market assessing. So we have now Mayor and the President of IFOAM Asia. They are sitting here. And we also would like to invite 8 of the guests who are witnessed the signing. And they are Mr. Lin Qinghai, Department of the Economic Affairs, Keelung City, Government Director General. Ms. Hu Shufeng, Department of Agriculture, Taoyuan City Government, Assistant Director General. Mr. Wang Shanzhong, Department of Economic Development, Taipei City Government, Deputy Commissioner. Mr. Liu Zhonghan, Agriculture Department, Yilan County, Technical Specialist. And also our international guests, Ms. Jennifer Chang, the Executive Director of IFOAM Asia and the Vice President of IFOAM Organic International. Ms. Julia Leonard, the Board Member of IFOAM Organics International. Ms. Ryushi Satoko, the Board Member of IFOAM Asia. And Mr. Manchu Zhang, the Board Member of IFOAM Asia. Okay, the MOU signing begins. 签字仪式开始。请2位签名。请交换签署。
Okay, let's exchange the MOU to sign. Okay, let's take a group photo.
Okay, please. Okay, thank you. This guest, please take your seat.请侯市长和周主席留步。Okay, as mentioned, we had a training, and it will be a great honor for our trainees to receive their certificates from the mayor and from the president. So let's have our 2 very lucky selected trainees. And they are Miss Aloha Rebancos. And Mr. Gao Huaye.请颁发证书。 So congratulations, Aloha, and congratulations, Huaye. So it is very great to see that the organic youth forum is growing stronger. And it will be also great to see that our youth forum is keep on rotating. So the next session is we are going to have the ceremony of passing the flag. And let's first invite the delegation of Nagaland. There will be Mr. Sandamo Olong and Mr. Vito Yapsomi. Thank you, New Taipei City. So I hope to see you in Nagaland, in India. Okay, I think our Nagaland friends, they brought us gift from Nagaland to the mayor of New Taipei City. Okay, thank you, Mayor. 好，请侯市长回座。Thank you. Yeah, just carry. The next session that we will give our closing the time to Dr. Zidi, our president. Okay, I have to.
I have the honor here again on the stage. This is my 10th time on the stage. Oh. Okay. Today is March the 29th. This is the Youth Day in Taiwan for memory of the uprising against the former dynasty that was the Republic of China established after that. So I noticed today is a very, very special day because March the 29th, actually that was in lunar calendar, March the 29th. But now you use this as the sun calendar. So it was actually April the 27th of 2011. Why I'm so clear? Because Mr. Zhao, the General Zhao, he was actually the command of the uprising. And Mr. Huang Xin is the deputy. But because he died, passed away soon after the uprising, so people only remember Mr. Huang. Okay, and actually the General Zhao's granddaughter is my university classmate. So I'm very clear of that. So I'm very happy to be here because today is the Youth Day and also in memory of that great event. And today we have so many young people here. We have so many young farmers here. And we have so many young trainees here. People all know that in Asia, especially Asia, the governments are very strong, much stronger than the Western countries, than European country, the local governments, I say. So this is the advantage of in Asia to have the governments to support organic movement. New Taipei City provided great support to organic movement, especially to the young farmers. I realized in Taiwan, a lot of young farmers, they are willing from their heart to be an organic farmer, rather than just ordered by some people, asked by some people. And I also noticed that they can live on that. This is what we really hope organic movement, organic life could be like that. And so many young farmers and well-educated farmers to be involved in organic. So this is very happy. So New Taipei City has set a very nice demonstration to Asia, to the world, that the government can work together with the farmers, with the young people, to promote organic. And also today, I've seen that some very big companies also are involved in organic. So I think this is also very good, because government plus enterprises, plus young people, plus organic colleagues, we can make the mainstreaming of organic agriculture faster, quicker. So let's work together to promote the organic movement further and further, faster and faster, sustainable and sustainable. Every time when we are, after the event, usually our trainees, our participants, they form a group. Now we have WhatsApp, we have WeChat, and also in Taiwan you have another group of that. I hope that we can form this kind of a group. Then after this conference, this event, people can still work together, discuss together, promote together, exchange experience together. Thanks to New Taipei City, thanks to all the volunteers, thanks to all the staff. You have worked for a long time, since last November, when I signed the agreement with the former mayor, Mr. Zhu Liren. So within four months, we have reached to such a successful event. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your attending.
Some drinks outside, so if you like, you can stay longer. And I think this will be the end of this event. And thank you again for participating.
谢谢各位的参与。那我们这一次的 iPhone 亚洲有机青年论坛就正式的圆满落幕。那么在这边呢，有几个大会事项要告诉大家。第一个呢，就是请将您的名牌的挂绳投入场。
Okay, please look at the screen. Please return the headsets, the interpretation headsets. Return back to our service counter and get your ID back. Also, your name tag, please, we want to collect them back. 5:10, we would get together at the first floor, and we will also have our interview. We will invite chairman and mayor to have the co-interview. So please move outside and interact with our speakers. Thank you for participation.
谢谢。主席先给你麦克风，谢谢。
拿这一支吗？
没关系。
小心。